Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mika Gav and welcome to day 2 of the luxury dragging marathon. Let's get straight into it. Let's start off here at Bottega Veneta in Rome in Italy. The service at this location is really disappointing. I strongly recommend avoiding it. The man at the entrance is rude and makes you wait unnecessarily long before allowing entry. When considering buying a €5,000 bag, one would expect decent service at the very least. Offering a glass of something would be a nice gesture, but instead you're left waiting at the entrance with an unhelpful and dissatisfied employee. Sometimes I wonder if they make it really hard to tire you out if you're just like walking around because you just want to have a look. This person wanted to buy something, but they make it really hard. It's like part of the mythology of the brand for it to be really hard. Does anyone else kind of agree with me on that? Because I think it is meant to feel difficult and be really, really difficult for people in order to be a stressful experience, so that it puts people off from shopping there. It's just not pleasant. The next one is the Cartier boutique in Rome in Italy. My husband and I had an awful experience with customer service yesterday. We went to buy a ring that I wanted. After a careful top to bottom visual examination of me and my husband, the lady outside came outside. Sorry, the lady at the front door came outside. She asked us to wait because the store was busy. We agreed. We stood outside when two different groups of clients arrived. What happened put me in disbelief. She let both of them go in the store, left us outside with no explanation. To avoid any confusion, I luckily speak the language of one of the groups, and I knew what they were saying from their conversation. They didn't have an appointment prearranged. I visited many Cartier boutiques, including New York, Monaco, London. I've never had such treatment. This is just my nightmare, like something like this happening, because I am weird about queues and stuff. I'm happy to queue if I didn't make an appointment, but if you didn't make an appointment and you got to skip me in the queue, or that person isn't like your hometown CA, the only thing I might think is like, were they locals maybe, or were they like an international like client to that store that the SA recognized, so let them come in, without an appointment. This is the kind of thing that for me anyway, would make me stressed. Like I would be really, really upset by stuff like this. I feel like for these really touristy locations, you either have to be super patient and be ready to wait a long time, or just make an appointment. Because I think something like this would just be so stressful. The next one is the Big H boutique in Rome in Italy. I had a very disappointing experience at this store. I waited in line when it was my turn. The manager was rude and disrespectful. They refused to let me exchange my shoes for a larger size simply because I didn't have the original box. I don't see why the box should be necessary for an exchange, especially when all I asked for was a size swap. It's incredibly frustrating and reflects poorly on the level of customer service. Now, this is now my sympathy for clients is beginning to decrease. I think in a situation like this, you cannot possibly expect an exchange if you don't have the box, or the receipt. And again, I think with stuff like this, it's like, how do they know you're not trying to exchange fakes or dupes, or replicas? Maybe you're coming in trying to exchange a bunch of replicas. You don't have the box. Yeah, I don't know. There's something to me that feels a little bit. I don't know how to explain this. So I don't want to get cancelled, but then at the same time, I'm like, it's my YouTube channel. So let me just say, there's something about coming to the shop with the shoes that are not in the original box that to me feels a bit cheap. This is like a really high-end luxury brand. Maybe other brands would be okay with this type of behavior, but to me, there's something about it that it just feels a bit. It just feels cheap to me. And I don't think that it gives off like the right image to the brand, which I think makes it hard for them to want to help you in a situation like this. I don't agree with the client on this one. Same location, Hermes Rome. My experience was terrible. We approached the boutique and we were told we were added to the queue and could come back in 40 minutes. When we came back, the hostess who greeted us said she didn't remember us and didn't add us to the list, although they had taken down what we wanted to buy and recorded my details. The visit was important to me as I need to buy a wedding gift for a friend. She asked again what I was purchasing and put us back in the queue. We were 23rd in the queue and promised a short wait, with a new rule that we couldn't leave the store and had to wait inside. In the end, we waited for 2 hours. I asked for water 10 times. and we were constantly forgotten and ignored. My friend had to remind them about the water 3 more times, and finally, after 2 hours of waiting, we begrudgingly were given 2 glasses of water. It was dreadful having to beg for water in a boutique where I was planning on spending a significant amount of money. Additionally, it was my first time shopping directly from an Hermes shop rather than purchasing their products through a buyer. I'm really disappointed. I'll never come here again. I'll never go to Hermes Rome again. I have to say, this is my nightmare. For me, time is money. I can't think of anything more stressful than wasting 2 hours in a luxury store waiting in a queue. I don't mind waiting 30, 40 minutes. And there are a lot of people on social media who think they're too good to queue at luxury boutiques, especially if they didn't make an appointment. Some people think they're too good, to queue at a wide range of brands. I've seen people say this many times about like brands like Louis Vuitton, brands like Chanel, like, oh, I'd never stand in an LV queue, I'd never stand in a Chanel queue. Well, make an appointment then, I think you also have to kind of respect the fact if you don't make an appointment, you might have to queue because there'll be some people. I think it's fine. I don't think I'm too good not to queue. My issue is not the queuing. They're already queued outside. My problem with brands like Big H specifically in these tourist markets is queuing again inside to me defeats the purpose. If I queue outside, I expect to be seen by an essay like straight away. Okay, once I'm inside. Like the queuing, I don't know, the queuing inside to me is not something which I think is particularly interesting. And I think something about this experience that I really don't like is being 23rd in the queue once you're inside. I mean, I don't know, it's just such a turn off. I think it's a huge turn off for me anyway, and I don't know what you guys think. I can see how this was, disappointing. But again, unless the person was like, okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of money. Maybe the person was like, I'm not going to spend a lot of money, so I'm not going to like make an appointment. But I feel like in a situation like this, make an appointment because you're just going to be waiting and waiting. I can't stand waiting around. I can't stand it. Anything beyond 30 minutes, I would have been out. I wouldn't have queued for 2 hours. Nightmare. They asked for water 10 times. They were blanked. They were dragged. They were ignored. Just horrible, horrible, horrible experience. The next one is from Hermes Rome again, as well here. The worst experience ever. I was very much unsatisfied. We waited for over an hour and we didn't get anything out of it. We left. We didn't even look at a single item of merchandise. It was the worst experience of my life. Europe is full of Hermes stores. Go to another one. I visited over 10 luxury designer stores in Rome. None of them were as disrespectful towards their customers' time as this one. Unless you have an appointment or you're in Rome for over a week, don't spend half a day in this store waiting. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Hermes Rome boo is not for me. I just could not deal with the amount of waiting that people go through. That is just not something I just can't stand it. I could wait 30 minutes, but if it's more than 30 minutes, I'm probably not going to wait. The next one is the Hermes boutique in Marbella in Spain. I've been shopping at many different Hermes boutiques around the world, and this is my favorite brand, but I'm really disappointed. I shopped exotic items and other bits yesterday, and I asked about a bag. The SA told me to come tomorrow. I was super polite with her at first. When she saw me today, she started running away from me. When I came to her today, she told me, you got lucky and got a bag in a different city. Why do you want a bag now? Ooh, that's interesting. So that means that maybe she could see her profile somewhere else. She goes on to say, it's not her money I bought it with. It's none of her business. Yes, it's not your money I bought it with, so why are you mad? Who is she to decide or limit me? Then she told me we don't have any deliveries. Then she told me come back next week to try your luck. I told her I didn't get a quota bag and there's no limit for non-quota bags. And this is my first time shopping here in Marbella. If I didn't shop with her and ask for a bag, I would understand, but I did shop with her and buy things. Her answers were very unprofessional. I agree. And again, this is how they trick you. Okay? I know it's become like an inside joke that I'm always complaining that big HSAs are tricking clients and pulling the wool over their eyes, but this is another one. I'm so nervous about getting tricked when I go to Europe. It's going to be like early 2026 now. We have to push it forward again, but we'll be there very, very soon, sooner rather than later. And I'm planning the trip now. And I am worried about getting tricked. Like, definitely, I'm worried about getting tricked. Like, and then being told like, come back tomorrow. You know, and then tomorrow arrives, and then they're like, okay, but we can see that you got something, we don't want to offer you anything, you've already bought. And she bought like exotic items, so that means it's like exotic shoes or an exotic SLG. If I bought an exotic SLG and you didn't offer me a coat bag, girl, there's going to be hell to pay. The next one is the Hermes boutique in Athens, in Greece. This is the worst Hermes boutique I've ever visited. The essay told me all bags are reserved for residents only and didn't show me anything. I went to too many boutiques and countries and they never said that. Don't waste your time. Every single Glamazon who has shopped at this boutique who is not from Greece has said the exact same thing. I think if there is like a location in the world that seems incredibly competitive in terms of shopping at Big H, it would be Hermes in Athens. Like, the amount of people who have been to the Athens store and have said that it is so competitive to buy bags, that is something that I've heard. So I wouldn't go there to front load spending or to try there, because it just seems like it's super competitive and it's only for people who are from Greece and live in Greece. And I definitely think with some European locations, if you are not able to speak the language, you're at a huge disadvantage because you can't connect with the essay in a stronger way. You know what I mean? And then you don't live there. The next one, okay, this is the final one, is from the Hermes boutique in Copenhagen in Denmark. This is the one that I went to on the trip, not last trip, 'cause last trip I was in Paris, but the trip before last. I had a disappointing experience with essay number one at Hermes Copenhagen today. I specifically asked for a Constance to go, but she only offered me a Kelly to go, which I bought. While I appreciated the offer, I later saw another client being offered multiple Constance to goes, including an alligator version by another essay. When I inquired about this, when I inquired about this, sorry, this isn't the last Dragon review, there's another one as well. When I inquired about this, essay number one's response was to mention the price first, which felt like an insinuation I couldn't afford it. Having played the Hermes game for a while, I found this frustrating and disappointing. The service should be consistent. All clients should be treated with respect. I have filmed a video about this store called the Hermes Copenhagen store report. It's on my channel. It's on the channel pages. It should come up if you go look for it. Went here with my cousin, had a nice experience, but I remember when we left the store, I remember telling my cousin, they're perfectly nice to you because you didn't ask for a coat bag. It's a very beautiful store. It's the only boutique in Denmark. It serves all of Denmark. There is so much money in Copenhagen and in Denmark as a whole. It is incredibly competitive and it only really serves locals for quota bags. Definitely I've heard that you can get non-quota bags. Obviously the Constance to go and Kelly to go are non-quota bags, so you could get those there. But I feel like in this situation, this is one of those things where it's like, I know it's hard not to compare, and it's a human feeling to compare. I'm a human being too. Sometimes I compare myself too. But I think you have to understand, you don't know what they bought. Maybe they bought other things and you didn't. A Constance to go is the kind of thing where I think a lot of people wouldn't want to pre-spend for it at all. I think a lot of people wouldn't even want to buy a Calvi. I think some people just rather just go in and ask for it. Maybe that person was shown multiple Constance to go and the alligator Kelly to go because they bought other items. So I feel like if you haven't bought any other items, it's hard for you to kind of compare yourself. If you have bought other items though, I feel like comparing yourself is okay and wondering how come I didn't get it. And again, I think Big H is the one who fosters this kind of energy and this feeling of feeling how come I didn't get one? Sometimes on my videos, people leave comments and be like, I went there and I had a great experience. Okay, but you didn't ask for a quota bag. It's all good when you didn't ask for a coat bag. Go see how they treat you in the Paris stores. They're perfectly happy, beautiful, smiley, bonjour madame, super nice to you at the Big H boutiques. The moment you ask them for, could you help me get a leather appointment? Oh, okay. I remember even at the leather desk at Severus, there was another lady, after I was leaving, another lady was asking, and the person at the desk, who was a gentleman, he low-key rolled his eyes at her. He was really rude to me as well. It was such a horrible experience, and it has sworn me off ever asking for a cancellation again at that store. I will never ask for a cancellation again at that store. It was such a horrible experience. So I think that the problem is that Big H fosters this environment. So it puts the client in a difficult position because the client can see other bag offers happening. I've said this many times before, but in all the years of going to the Paris stores, I've seen Birkins being offered in public. My cousin last time saw a her bag being offered in public. And then what happens is when you see bag offers being offered, everyone's staring at the person getting the bag offer and then naturally comparing themselves to see like where they stack up. It's a beautiful boutique. They're super nice as long as you don't ask for any handbags. They're very pleasant to us, but didn't ask for any leather goods. So there's no way to judge the boutique completely, because based on my experience in Paris, they're so nice, so friendly if you buy things and don't ask for a cancellation or leather appointment. Once you start asking for a leather appointment and cancellation, like literally, as I always tell you, the SA is like Clark Kent, super nice to you because you didn't ask one. They turn into Lex Luthor by the time you've asked for the leather appointment or the cancellation. So I feel bad for this person that they were like comparing themselves about the constants to go. It's a human thing, and Big H have to understand why people do this, because they make the situation for people to do it. The next one, this is the final one. The Louis Vuitton boutique in Warsaw in Poland. This was a really bad experience shopping at the Warsaw branch. I have been to many Louis Vuittons in my life, but I've never had this experience before. It was really unprofessional. I walked in and directly asked for the Symphony perfume. I didn't waste their time at all, but I didn't like how I don't like how they offer drinks and coffees for some people, and for others, they don't give any attention. I asked the worker for some samples and he said, I don't have any. I said, please double check. I'm a perfume influencer with more than 300,000 followers. I want to review the ones I don't have. He said, I checked, we don't have them. I told the other SA to check. He came back with 3 samples. So the first guy was lying. I hated that so much. As an LV client with 10 bottles, exclusive jackets and more, I want to say I'm really dissatisfied. I'll be sharing this experience on my social media. Influencers writing dragging reviews is kind of a new phenomenon I'm seeing when I'm like getting these videos ready for you guys. And it always surprises me when the person like says how many followers they have. I guess it's just because like I work in marketing, like the follower number doesn't matter anymore to clients. It's more about like engagement and your ability to get people to click things to buy. So if you can get people to click on your links and actually buy your recommendations, that matters to brands more than how many followers you have. Like I don't have a ton of followers, but if many of you support my merch that's coming out end of December, if many of you support that, or if many of you support the links that I put, that is more interesting to a brand than the fact that I only have like just over 900 followers on Instagram. You know what I mean? So I think when influencers are like, I have 300,000 followers, it's like no one cares. Also, Louis Vuitton really doesn't care, because your 300,000 followers, like they can be bots, they can be fake followers. Louis Vuitton doesn't need them to sell the Symphonies. Symphonies wig will sit on a Louis Vuitton shelf and people will buy that perfume every single day as they do. So I don't know. The CA didn't want to offer you. We talked about this before. They don't like it when you buy those small items. And I always say the same thing. Like, if you don't want people to buy the small bits and bobs, and particularly Big H and Louis Vuitton. Big H and Louis Vuitton have made it known they do not want you coming up in the store to buy something small. But sometimes it can't be helped. Maybe there isn't, for example, in South Africa, the 2 Louis Vuitton boutiques in South Africa, in Cape Town, Johannesburg, they are standalone flagship stores, right? So there's no department store. So if I only want to buy one small thing, I have to go there, whether they like it or not. They're going to catch me there, whether they like it or not. You know what I mean? So I feel like in this situation, the CA didn't want to offer samples because I don't think the CA liked that the person was an influencer. I also think it's really cringy to be like, I want to try the sample so I can show my followers. I think that's so cringy and weird and creepy and such a strange thing to tell the CA. So that is the dragging video for today. Tell me what you think about this one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Would love to hear your opinions on this one. I think it's all hysterical and funny. I don't know. It's so cringy to me, like being like, I have 300,000 followers. Brands have to, kiss my feet. It's a bit much. I think telling the CA, that you want to sample so you can show your followers is really embarrassing and cringy. So that just makes me cringe. I don't know about you guys. It kind of gives secondhand embarrassment. The Copenhagen one was really interesting. Seeing seeing other people's bag offers, because there are going to be some people saying, oh, she shouldn't compare her bag offer. Big H, they do the unboxing of non-coast bags and bags in front of you to trick you. Now, looking back, I've been tricked ever since I first stepped foot into Faubourg. Okay, because I remember when I saw, I think it was like my second or third trip, I don't remember exactly, when I saw a client being offered a back in 25 in Rose Tyrion in Ostrich. Absolutely gorgeous, and that was at Faubourg. It was like stunning and beautiful. Everyone is staring. It is normal to see that person get a bag offer and then think about what you spent and wonder, when is it going to be? Now, it is not okay to bring it to the CA and be a diva and start, melting down. That is not okay. But it is, it's normal for the person complaining about the Constance to Ghost to feel how they feel. So let me know what you think about all the dragging stories for today. The Bottega Veneta one from Rome was also interesting to me, just like the rudeness and the coldness. That doesn't surprise me at all either. So I really hope you liked today's video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share my video with at least one person who you think may like me. That would be wonderful. I'd really love to have your support in that sense. And also subscribe to the newsletter, because I think the newsletter is where I'm doing my best work. So in terms of like the passion for this channel, for luxury shopping, luxury content, I think that all the best bits are in the newsletter. So sign up for that as well. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.